Welcome back to Pearl Media, where truth meets perspective. Today, we're diving into another classic Kevin Samuels moment. Let's get into it.
Anime, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm good.
How old are you?
24.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, you're in the dark. So what's your first initial?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
What's your first initial?
P.
Okay. 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 When are you?
LJ.
Okay. Are you? Does your Instagram channel start with a T or an M?
M.
The
Mine
one with
starts with
the.
a T. Toya Kansi.
Okay. Well, you're in the dark, so I
Yeah,
can't see you.
yeah, I'm in the dark. I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, you can come back. You can come back when you want to be in the light. I just can't have a conversation with anybody in the dark. You're more than welcome to come back. So, what's the issue with me saying? Are you familiar with what I'm talking about? When I said
Um,
that your biggest enemy is not white women, it's Maria. Your biggest competition.
Well, I believe that, honestly, I really believe my biggest competition is myself. Being that, because I really don't focus on anyone else, because honestly, all my relationship problems that I've ever been through legit has been like, I feel like it's me versus them. But then when I realize like I'm going through the same thing twice, it's like, all right, I need to do something different with myself. And now I'm at like a crossroad where I feel like at the rate that I'm going, I'm gonna have to get content with being by myself. Like
Well, hold on. How old are you?
24.
24. That's a very young age to be giving up.
Well, I was engaged twice, and
So, life expectancy for a black woman is 82 years old.
yeah. Um, yeah, so, and I don't know.
No, let's look at it this way. You go ahead and quit. You prepared to live the rest of your life alone, pay for your life all the way through retirement, all on your own, have your $2.5 million that you need to live from 65 to 85, with no kids, no family, no nothing.
No, I don't want to do that, but
No, no,
it's
no,
like,
no. But if you give up, that's what you're gonna do.
yeah, it's how you could say like, I, yeah, if I give up, then yeah, that's
Well, you
what
said
it's
if that's
gonna
you
be.
said be alone, so that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, it. I don't know. I'm an only child, so it's like I already have been content with like being alone.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. But see, you're too young to be talking this crazy. I
okay.
don't think you understand what you're talking about. I mean that no disrespect.
Hmm.
I want you to think about the next 24. 5 years ago, you were in high school, a senior.
Senior. Hmm.
That seems like a long time ago, don't it?
Yeah.
Right.
No, 5. Yeah, 5 years
Yeah,
ago,
yeah. 5, 6
senior
years ago.
college.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like a
Mhm.
long time ago.
Mhm.
Well, I need you to understand. 60 years is 12 times as long as you were since you was in high school.
Mhm.
My point is, you talk like relationships are optional. Well, are you going to be in the top 5% of all female earners? Do you know you're going to be earning $120,000 or more annually? Are you for sure you're going to be earning that amount of money?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay,
Just
then
have to
how do you?
apply
No,
myself.
no, 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 no. No. See, if you were a man talking like this, and if you were making average money,
Mhm.
and you live by yourself with no family, when you hit retirement age and you ran out of money, what would you be?
On the road.
Huh?
On the road, basically.
On
Like.
the road?
Mhm.
What does that mean?
You said if
Yeah,
I'm
if you if
6.
you if you're 68 years old and you run out of money and you
Mhm.
can't work and you can't earn any more money, what ends up happening?
End up being homeless, and
Right? Are you prepared? So this
you
is
know.
what you're talking about. Giving
Mhm.
up on relationships at 24, you're basically preparing to be what? A person living by themselves who is living and earning average money. You'll run out of money. no one to take care of you, homeless.
That's true. You know, honestly, Kevin, I've been watching your live for a while now, and honestly requesting. And as a 24-year-old, I know what I know what I'm saying is like wild. I know I'm like too young to be saying this and acting like I do know what the future holds. But my question to you is what I always wanted to ask, like my position that I'm in. What is your advice to me, who is like
Learn how
I'm
to
headstrong?
learn how to get along with people. Learn how to watch your mouth. Learn how to behave. Learn how to get along with somebody. Life is about people. Why are you looking like that? Like, ooh, learn how to get along. Yeah. Like healthy minded adults. What makes you so special to where you can do what you want to and there's no rules for you? Are you a multimillionaire? Are you independently wealthy? Can you make rules?
No.
Okay, so why is it? I mean, my question to you is why at 24 is the notion of being an agreeable woman making you frown like that?
Because all right, so I'm Jamaican, so my
Uh-huh.
upbringing, it's usually I was told like you don't you don't give a man too much power because you end up in a position where you know
So your mother and and what'd your mother leave you?
where she I'm still with my mom.
Right, and what she got? What your
Well,
mama
that's
going what your mama gonna leave you when she die?
well, whatever. Well, beyond the monetary stuff, it's just like
No, not beyond the monetary stuff. What? How many? You're an only child.
yeah.
What is your mother going to leave you? Because she doesn't have a man.
To my knowledge, just life insurance. Whatever policy she took out,
Uh
that's
huh. And that's going to be
that's
enough to live on.
no. I would never say that. No, I
So,
know
in
that.
other words, your mama don't know what she's talking about.
Well, it's
Your
not
mama.
even just her. I don't even.
Okay, but see, the thing is, you say you were raised by Jamaican. You're Jamaican.
Yeah,
What you really are saying is you were raised by a bunch of women
yeah.
who have a disdain and a contempt for men. But here's the problem: they ain't rich, and they're
I
leaving you.
understand, but my dad.
Listen, okay,
Sorry. Oh, okay.
listen. They're leaving you nothing. Why does every other race of women are married at double the rate you guys and are not trying to go through life by themselves?
I don't know. I think they're like codependent. I guess because
Codependent. How about they're intelligent?
um, how can you say like my dad? Like that's the thing. My mom didn't really instill that into me. My dad actually let me know. Like he told me this. Like you need to stand on your own 2 feet.
Your audio went out. Yeah.
Yeah, he told me I have to
Look,
stand on my own 2 feet and like basically don't depend
stand
on a
on your
man.
own too. That's dumb.
Okay.
Your father's wrong too.
Okay.
Why do black women who earn less than black men think you can be alone in this world and live? It's simple math. I don't care what your mama told you, what your daddy told you. Either you're going to have enough money to provide for yourself until you die, or you're not. And most people telling you all this bad stuff have fucked up relationships themselves. So they're passing on that curse to you
Okay.
because you were supposed to be taught how to get along with a man. You were supposed to be taught what a man is supposed to be in your life and what you're supposed to do for that man. Instead, the way you've been talking about men is there something to be feared, avoided, or not trusted. All right, fine. Then live your life by yourself. Okay, but the thing is, all right, where's the money gonna come from?
Yeah. It's crazy.
No, what's crazy is young ladies like you got to realize your mother, your father, the mostly have been passing on their problems. At 24, it's too young to be giving up on life. This is why this is why I keep pushing this, because folks, these young ladies are just being programmed to fail. And then what ends up happening? In 5, 7 years, she'll mess around. Women like you in your position tend to mess around and have a baby. Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I said women like you. I didn't say women. I didn't say you. But
No, I
the
know, not
likelihood
me,
is
but yeah.
very high. Then it's going to be even harder to be a single mother out here who's making average money alone.
Yeah.
Now I want you to think. But instead of doing what I say, learn how to get along with a man. That's the choice. You either learn how to get along with a man or you suffer.
When you say get along, right? So, like, what is your criteria of being, like, to cross over to be accepted, to get along with that person? Like, you know, I don't know if I'm asking that right, but
Well, do you have a job?
do I have a job? Yes.
Okay. In order to keep your employment, you got to get along with your employer.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You know how to do this. But you do it because they got your paycheck. And if you don't do that, you'll be fired. And then the outcomes are bad. But the problem is, did you go to college?
Yes.
What's your degree? Did you graduate?
Yeah, criminal justice.
Oh, Jesus. Another one of these useless fucking degrees.
I know, but I just graduated. I got a trade in aesthetics, so I can do something with my hand.
But still, what do you think you're going to make at the height of your career? How much do you think you're going to make a year at the height of your career?
At the height of my career, from the numbers I did, $450,000.
A year?
Yeah, but
You're out of your front
aesthetics.
house mind.
But
This
aesthetics,
one,
yes.
man, no, ma'am, you think you're going to make $500,000 a year?
Yeah, I'm in the process of opening a
I want you guys to understand. Think about what I always say. When it comes to money, it's going to be some sort of entrepreneurialism. See, in the real world, people who make that kind of money are competent at something. They're surgeons. They're vice presidents. That's 1% of people. But I want you guys to understand how many women, black women, come in here with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, thinking at the height of their career, they're going to make $500,000 a year. That's insane.
So I listen to
ma'am,
your
that's insane.
program.
Ma'am, do you, first off, I'll answer your question.
Yeah.
But if you watch my content, 50% of black 50% of black women earn 74% of black women earn less than $50,000 a year.
I understand.
9% of black women earn more than $75,000 a year. How do you plan on making $450,000 a year?
With having a day med spa. And that's also another thing I wanted to ask you. You're like, okay, when females come on, so I'm speaking because, like, so basically, if I'm here planning my life, right, and I'm planning a career path, okay, criminal justice, I understand what you say about that degree. It's basically useless, and it's like, it's like,
hold on,
you
hold
can
on, man.
guarantee.
Let's walk through the numbers. How much are you earning right now?
Right now, I'm earning $70,000 a year.
And what state do you live in?
New York.
Right, New York
That's
City.
barely nothing. Nothing.
New York City.
Yes.
Right. Well, rent is $3,000 a month, so it's like you make $35,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you going to get the money to start a business living paycheck to paycheck?
Well, that's where the business part come in. If I'm looking for, if I have investors and
No, ma'am. No. Investors, could you go into a bank First off, do you know people who have free capital to invest in a business?
Yes.
Who?
My godfather.
One person.
No, a couple is actually three of them.
Uh-huh.
No, but
Again,
Kevin,
I want you
so
guys.
when you
No, I
speak
want you
it,
guys.
no, I'm asking you
No,
for
no, no.
advice.
I'm giving you. I'm
No,
giving
I'm
you.
asking
Stop,
you.
stop, 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 stop. My advice is understand how business works.
Yeah.
The business you're talking about. Do you think you make $500,000 owning a spa? Do
And
you know?
more. It's
No,
more to it.
I know there is more to it. See, I want
So,
you guys to understand. I want you guys to understand. The reason men are out of the equation for most black women is because for some reason they all tend to think they're going to be able to go be these entrepreneurs and have these high income careers. At the end of the day, man, less than 0.1% of women earn the kind of money you're talking about.
so
You don't have. You make 30. You make $35,000 a year and live with your mama. And that you think that I believe anybody that's watching this with any business sense believes that you can go from that to making $500,000 a year, and you're going to get the money to start a business from your godfathers. Well, here's the problem: can you go to the bank and get money? Will you have the income, the credit, or the collateral to go get a substantial small business loan?
no, but that's why I
Then there you
have
go.
to.
There you go. There you go. So
So
that's
let
why.
me ask you, Kevin.
That's
So
why.
as a
Hold on.
24,
I will get to it. But that's why you have to rely on family because you couldn't qualify for it the normal way.
but we all have to start somewhere. So what I really
Yeah.
always want to ask you is, all right, I'm speaking to you now, and then you're replying to
Mm-hmm.
me with this. So
Mm-hmm.
what should be my takeaway from this conversation? How is that supposed to motivate me to actually
Slapping you in
structure
the.
to
What's
form a
supposed to motivate you?
balance?
Because first off, the reality. You got a criminal justice degree, and you're an
Yeah,
average woman living with your mama. Average women don't make $500,000 a year just because they want it.
but
Listen, listen, listen. If you study business, 80% of small businesses fail in the first 5 years. Most people have to go through several businesses before they have one that work, and they don't make all this. I want you guys to understand that our women have been told that through entrepreneurialism, they can all be boss chicks. And they're looking at very small people who have made it. Do you know anybody that's running a business that's making $500,000 take home?
yes.
Who?
Well, if you know about No Limit in New York, the guy who he owns the whole entire franchise,
No
they come.
limit. No
Yeah,
limit.
No Limit Auto Body. They're they
Uh-huh.
deal with cars.
Uh-huh. Right. And you know the owner.
Yes, personally, he
Uh-huh.
sponsored my fundraising for
Sponsored
Thanksgiving
your
that just passed.
right. And have you mentored under him?
Well, since I know him for the past year and a half.
Okay. And my point is, and I'm gonna let you guys know why I do this because I need everybody watching. Our women would rather do this than simply learn how to get along with a man.
No, I have no problem with that. That's the thing. I don't want you to think I have a problem. I
Okay,
really just want to know.
I would tell you that I say that because when I said get along with a man and your expressions 15 minutes ago was just like, but if you're thinking you're going to be this business owner earning $500,000 a year, man, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this serious question. What out of 100%, what percent chance do you think you have for your hopes to come true?
75%. And I'm good enough to work off that because I really want to know. I have no problem with getting along with a man, but it's like, okay, if
You
I'm
think
too
you have a
young, if
75% chance? Think
if
you have no. You think you have a 75% chance of earning almost $500,000 a year?
yeah, before I turn 30.
Let me go ahead and help you out.
Okay.
I'm just saying, dude. This is insane. This is insane. This is insane.
But
This
if
is
I'm
insane.
too young to give up on
This is
relationship,
insane.
why am
This
I
is
not too
insane,
young
ma'am.
to give
This
up on my
is,
career?
ma'am. You live with because there's not a. This is not a career. This is a
What,
fantasy.
aesthetics?
Okay, you have a criminal justice degree. Do you have student loan debt?
No.
Okay, you are 24 years old, and you're telling everybody on Instagram right now that in the next 5 years you're gonna go from living with your mama to earning $500,000 a year.
Yeah, if I pick the right career to do that. So
What
if I
career? What career is okay? Career, man.
aesthetics,
That
medical,
aesthetic. Doing
I deal
what?
with the skin.
I
So
know,
how
but
can I
what would you be
lose?
doing? How can you lose? Because you have no
I
fucking
could go in,
customers.
huh?
Because you have no customers. What will you be doing in aesthetics? Let's walk this
It's
down.
I
No, no,
don't
no,
have
no,
to
no,
deal
no,
with
no, 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 no. Aesthetics.
yeah.
I know what aesthetics is.
Yeah, so if
But
I'm
what are you
not
going to be
dealing
doing?
with
What are you going to be
clients,
doing?
I
What
could
are you going to be
also
doing? What
build
are you going to be doing? What are you going to be doing? Before you
I
can own the business, you have to. Before you own the business, you have to learn the business.
yeah.
So what are you going to be doing in the next 2 years to learn the business?
In the next 2 years, what I'm going to be doing, I am opening up a storefront in I'm opening up a storefront in March. In the process, I'm working for the number one black spa in New York right
Uh
now
huh.
called Diamond.
So what would your title be?
I'm an esthetician.
An esthetician.
Well, I'm sorry for my accent, but that's
I'm just
how
saying,
I've
an
been saying it.
esthetician. Okay, an esthetician. How much do estheticians earn?
It varies.
Uh huh. What do you think?
It goes from 50,000 all the way up.
All the way up. There's an average. There's an average. But for what you're talking about is you're going to go esthetician. Average salary of an esthetician is right around $46,000 a year. There's not all the way up. The low end is $24,000 a year. The high end is 62. The average is $46,000 a year. I don't want to hear about the fantasy. That's the number we're going to work from because you don't have a better one. You don't have a better number, so don't tell me a better number. This is from Glassdoor, Salary.com, and ZipRecruiter. You don't have a
Okay.
better number, so we're not going to make anything other than what the averages are. And
Okay,
that's
but
that's for people who have been in the business for 5 years.
that's
You
working in a salon.
stop, because you have to. You don't even know. Okay, man. You think you're going to go from being a beginning esthetician to owning a salon and not knowing how to even what your people are supposed to do?
But
So let me
that's
get
what I went to school for.
right. So So here's how it works, people. You and I have to go to work to learn our professions, to become subject matter experts and work the slow way. You can go to school in criminal justice and then decide to go get an esthetician's license, and then you can go work as an esthetician for a couple of years. Then all of a sudden, you can go own some sort of spa, getting money from people that you know, and take their money to turn around to make yourself $500,000 a year take home. And you're supposed to have all that, and you've never run a business before. You just went to school. And all that's going to happen in 5 years. How many employees do you think you're going to need to have working for you to take home $500,000 a year?
I'm not gonna have employees. I'm gonna have independent, independent contractors.
How many contractors?
10.
10. And what percentage are you going to get from each contractor?
I'm getting 20. No, I'm getting 35% from each contractor.
Okay. So this is why am I doing this example, people? Because see, when I talk about how our women are their careers and things like that are more important. See, all the thought process you put into that, have you put nearly that amount of thought process into learning how to get along with a man?
I tried
No.
for 4 years.
No. Yeah, one man.
I've been engaged twice.
Okay, so and this is why I rail so bad against this boss chick, this bad chick culture. We hear so, I don't know how long you've been watching, but every week we hear some young black woman thinking they're going to be making hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in that amount of time. I could pull up video after video after video.
But I never said that though. That's the long.
But you said you're gonna do it in 5 years, man. You said you're making $500,000 about before 30.
If all the stats is telling me that that's what I could do, then why? If you're speaking to someone at this age, why wouldn't you tell them to pursue that though? That's why I'm like a bit lost.
I grow my business to where maybe it's not multi-millionaire.
All right, I don't come like that. I watched that, and
I don't care. It's not about you.
Yeah, I seen that, and I agreed with what you told her.
My point is, this is how far, as a community, how do you build any kind of community when women your age, at your youth, are so far from even being wives? That's the bottom line, man. You may not like my method, but while other races of women are looking to partner with their men and build, our young women are all trying to be bosses, earning all this money, and it's a fucking fantasy. Because the numbers come out. You can't go to a bank and get a loan. You have to do non-traditional methods. You got to know somebody who owns no limit, and a godfather has to do this, and this has to do that. And every single thing that you do has to work. You can't take any setbacks to get to $500,000 in 5 years, making $35,000 adjusted, living in New York City with your mama. And they would rather do this than get the psychological help to do the healing, to get over the traumas that you've had, whatever man you dealt with, because whatever your issue was, you picked him, you stayed for 4 years. That's not the next man's problem. And every other group of women out there recognizes that I am not going to be able to make $400,000 a year. That's not how the numbers work. That's why I tell you, our women all have this real estate, entrepreneur, some sort of hustle. You have yet to hear a black woman come in saying they're going to make low to mid 6 figures through being an attorney, through being a physician, through anything that's reliable, that you can track. It always has something to do with some sort of entrepreneurialism, fairy dust, a dream, a manifestation. So you can never argue against it. And they would rather do this than the old tried and true method. Get with a man, work with a man, build with a man. Can't make this shit up. I'm gonna tell you, young lady, what I suggest you do is understand what the issues are, why you think this makes more sense than trying to, I think it's a sad way to live. To already have given up on relationships and life at 24. Because even if it did work, I know women who are multimillionaires. I know women who are making $5-10 million a year, who talk like they're bosses, but when they are really honest, they are lonely as hell. Lives are empty as fuck with all that stuff. And at 24, sounds like your mother and father projected their issues onto you. You've had a bad relationship. So we've all had bad relationships. But you want to do life on your own? It's a bad way to go. But if you choose to, that's on you. But you're going to have to make that money. And I'm going to say this before I wrap up. Man, the numbers are what they are. The likelihood of you making $500,000 a year is less than 0.1%. Would you get on an airplane if you had 0.1% chance of surviving? Or would you say, well, if God got it for me?
That's a whole nother conversation, honestly.
All right, well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all about
Thank
me.
you.
Okay, I just.
Yo, listen, this conversation right here is exactly why these types of calls are so important. She's 24, and while that might seem young, it's prime decision-making time, especially when it comes to relationships, family, and future stability. And unfortunately, the mindset she's walking around with, it's already setting her up for a rough road. You can hear it all over the conversation. She's not grounded in reality. She's talking in circles, repeating social media catchphrases, and dodging accountability like it's the plague. And Kevin, he's just sitting there calmly peeling back the layers. No yelling, no name calling. Just questions. And you can tell, the more he asks, the more exposed she gets. She's not thinking long term. She's talking like she's got all the time in the world. But let's be real, the clock is ticking. Not just biologically, but emotionally, mentally, and financially. Women like this end up with dudes who bring nothing to the table. No vision, no income, no discipline, and then wonder why life feels like a constant uphill battle. And instead of reflecting on their own choices, they flip the script. Men are the problem. There are no good men. Nah, bad choices are the problem. That's what Kevin's trying to point out. The saddest part, she doesn't even see how this ends. She doesn't realize that in 5-10 years, she'll either be raising a kid alone or still dating aimlessly, wondering why she can't find the one. I'm not saying it to be harsh. I'm saying it because this is the wake-up call. At 24, you still have time, but only if you humble yourself, listen, and start moving with intention. Kevin didn't attack her. He exposed the root of the issue. And if she doesn't take this moment seriously, she'll end up with the same story so many women live out: regret, resentment, and real pain.